Karen. Oh, there it goes. Perfect. Karen, all yours as soon as you're back.
There we go. I'll let everybody come back as well. Hi, everyone. Good morning and afternoon. My name is Karen Smith. I am on the Navan Pro side, so I will be Kunal's counterpart. So I'll be your contact for anything pro related. I have been with Reed and Mackay just a few months. However, I have also been in the travel industry. We'll just go at 30 years. Travel management companies on the corporate travel side as well as the meeting and event side. And I've been a trainer, so I understand a lot of what consultants do. And I've also been on the account management side. So very happy to have you here today and very happy to be able to tell you about our pro offering. Danielle, you want me to get started?
Yes, please.
Great. Perfect. Okay. So my slides take about maybe 10 minutes, and then we can go through any questions that you may have. So I'll start off with the slide you see here, which is what makes us different. So I'd like to think that there's a lot that set us apart from the competition. There's 3 areas in which I think we excel, which are cost savings we provide you, the technology that is used by both our internal teams as well as our customers, and most importantly, the high quality of service that you get from our team of travel consultants. To streamline our business, we group our consultants into teams or pods, and each pod would service a limited number of customer accounts. And the team is large enough to service your account, but small enough so that you will get to know our consultants, and they will get to know you and your travelers, and you have the opportunity to build relationships with them. As Claire said, most of the consultants that you work with here have more than 20 years of experience, so being consultative is in their nature. One thing that I am very proud of is that we don't incentivize our consultants on volume of transactions, but rather on the high-touch service and the customer satisfaction numbers. So this means that your consultants don't rush through bookings, but they're rather encouraged to take their time, make sure that everything is done right the first time. We also use what we call a follow the sun approach, which means that when your designated consultants log off for the night, the next team of consultants are starting their day, and they have full visibility to all of your information. So just because the agents or consultants that you speak to after hours aren't from your pod, they still have knowledge of who you are and who your travelers are, as well as their preferences. The technology we bring is a game changer. Our proprietary agent desktop tool, which is called IQ, was designed and built specifically to empower our consultants to deliver personalized service by giving them full visibility to profiles and user preferences. IQ is also what our teams use to communicate with each other, and this is key when servicing your travelers outside of regular business hours. Proactive itinerary monitoring is also accomplished in IQ. The desktop tool is equipped with a real-time flight notification system, which means our consultants can jump into action whenever they are needed, not only to advise of a change, but also get alternative options for your traveler and get them where they need to be. And then in terms of cost savings, we have access to all of IFS corporate negotiated rates. And when you don't have an IFS corporate negotiated rate for a particular trip or at a particular city, you'll have access to all of Reed and Mackay's rate agreements. Next slide, please. Thank you. So what are some of the services you can expect from our consultants? The few items that you're seeing here are what our customers find the most important, and it's no means an exhaustive list. One of the things we can do is we can check your traveler in for their flight and email them their boarding pass 24 hours prior to departure. This is really helpful, especially if your VIP might be traveling internationally and maybe their flight departure time is in the middle of the night for you. You don't need to stay up late, get up early to check in for them. We can take care of that for you. Bear in mind that there might be some limitations to this, especially when it comes to low-cost carriers. We can arrange ground assistance for travelers with things like an official meet and greet, We can help with immigration and passport control assistance, among other services. These would be upon request and would be provided by a third-party supplier. We also have flight monitoring from takeoff to touchdown, making sure to stay ahead of the game if there's any delays, so we can contact the hotel or the car service and notify them of the new arrival time. Hotel upgrades and amenity requests are probably one of the most popular services that we offer. If your traveler is like me and they have some particulars when they get to a hotel, personally, I don't like to be near the elevator. I want to be on a higher floor of a hotel. Anything like that, just let us know and we'll send that request to the hotel. If you happen to have contacts at a particular property, please be sure to share that with us so we can pass that information on to the hotel on behalf of your travelers. And if there's any special requests that you have when it comes to staying at a property, please let our consultants know. We'll do everything we can to accommodate. We know that sometimes your job can be difficult, especially when it comes to booking travel. And at the end of the day, we want to make your job easier. And then, perfect. And then service offering. So along with your dedicated pod of consultants, IFS has a unique and dedicated email address and phone number to use when contacting Pro. And since we follow the sun, as I mentioned, we don't have phone numbers or email address for after-hour service because really with Navan Pro, there's really not an after-hours. We do have aggressive SLAs that our consultants stick to. 90% of our phone calls are to be answered within 20 seconds, and 80% of our emails answered within 2 hours, and 100% are answered within 4 hours. And we did pull our stats for 2024. So I would like to share with you that our average phone answer time was 13 seconds, and then our emails were answered in 1 hour and 34 minutes. So you can expect the same consultative service from us 24/7, 365. And those are my slides for this morning, this afternoon. I know it's quite a bit of information, and I'll pass it back to Daniela.
Thank you so much, Karen. So after this call, I will share a deck of this presentation as well as a one-pager document that will include the contact details that you currently see on your screen. Marketing will have to process the recording for this call, and once that is ready, I will share the recording as well. So there's one very important thing to mention. Navan Pro service for your VIPs is going live today. However, existing bookings that are already completed or booked in the Navan environment will have to be serviced to completion by the team that you have been working with up until now. The existing bookings will not transfer over to Navan Pro. Only new bookings will have the benefit of the added Navan Pro enhancements that Karen just walked us through. So I noticed that Matthias has 4 upcoming trips and Mark has 2. So please make sure if you do need assistance with those trips that you are contacting the right team, because our consultants will not have visibility or access to making changes or modifying any of the details on those existing trips.
Daniela, sorry to interrupt there. Who would be our contact? Because today I've had to use the chat, which really wasn't a success. So would I reach out to you, Kunal, for assistance of these 4 trips coming up?
Great question. It would be the same as what you've done at the moment, which is to either use chat or to use chat and then speak to an agent as such, because Ava, which is the chatbot, manages about 70% of the requests which are coming through. And one of the reasons we've been in discussions with Glenn and we're moving yourself and the EAs over to the Pro team is to give you that direct line, which today we don't have on the Navan core offering. So for those trips, please either chat with an agent if you prefer, or use Ava. And then for the new bookings, you'll have the dedicated Pro team.
Kunal, actually, sorry, Becky, I just wanted to mention something here. Once the account is turned over to Pro, or Becky and Kate and their travelers are turned over to Pro, the chat feature is disabled. So they will need your help in providing them with a way to contact the core team directly, because they won't have access to chat as of today for those bookings.
All right, that's good to know.
why are those trips not transferred over to the pro team? Because like Becky's only got 4 and I've only got 2. So
It's
it's
the
not like we're
nature.
talking hundreds of trips. Because again, I need to contact the chat, but I've not had time to do it because we haven't had confirmations through on one of Mark's flights for the end of March. And the reason I haven't yet done it on the chat is because it can take up to 20 minutes before you even start for them to process your query. It is a very long process. So I don't really understand why, when there's what I would consider to be quite a small number of trips, why there's no way of Navan, because we've booked through Navan, to transfer those over to Pro so that
Claire,
you
would you like?
can help with that.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's completely out of our hands, and it's to do with licenses as to where the ticket originates. So Navan have one license, Navan Pro have another license because we are reading Mackay. So this happens across all of the accounts, but if there is an emergency and you are not getting anywhere, because you should have a contact number that you can call. Do you have that?
And
Have
we
you
tried
tried
it.
it?
That's
That's what I was going to ask.
We're only told to use the chat, which is just
Mm.
not very.
Yeah,
It's like-
okay. So shall we try and get I'll get your contact number. One of us will relay that to you for
Perfect,
the
thank you.
Navan normal team. That would be your first port of call. If they don't answer, by all means, please call the Navan Pro team and we will reach out to them and get you additional support as far as we can. Unfortunately, we just can't do anything to the ticket because we don't have liable accessibility because of the airline license, unfortunately.
Okay.
But it won't be a problem. And if, like I said, if you are in strife, call, speak to one of the team, ask for me, and we'll just get you that assistance where we can. And when is the travel going to be completed? Is it far in the future or?
Yeah,
The
so for
last
Mark,
one.
one's the end of March and then one's not till April.
Yeah,
Okay.
for Mark, April 21st is his return from Bali,
Yeah.
and for
Yeah.
Matthias, April 11.
11th, yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you have the contact number, you should get a quicker response to make any amendments. And like I said, if there is any problem, call the team and we'll try and get someone to give you a call if need be. Okay. So I'm sorry it's not as an easy process as you would think, but it's all to do with airline licenses, etc. Don't really want to go into that because it's too complex. But after they are completed, we do have a line of communication with the Navan core team, which is where you sit at the minute. So don't worry, we'll help you where we can with that.
Thank you so much, Claire.
Okay.
So as you know, service will begin as of today. Before the end of the day, you will receive an email from Claire's team asking when you're available for a quick chat. So all of the information on your VIP's profile, so passport details, loyalty numbers, all of that information will flow directly into our team. So they will have visibility on that. What the team will be seeking to get from you during this call is any enhancements that you would like us to note on Mark or Matthias's profile. So like Karen said, maybe Mark likes to stay only on the high floors of any hotel, or maybe Matthias is allergic to feathers and needs all of his hotel rooms to have featherless pillows or feather-free pillows. So like little details like that, get as granular as you can. We do have a way of enhancing the profile on our end to make sure that those notes are shared throughout the team for any bookings that come through after you've been after Pro has gone live, basically. Once after this call, your main point of contact will be Kunal, as we mentioned. So any questions or concerns, please direct them to him. Him and Karen will be working hand in hand to make sure that all of your concerns or questions are addressed as effectively as possible. Do any of you have any questions?
I was just going to ask Kate and Becky, how would they like us to
approach the profile setup. So as Daniela said, you'll receive an email today with instructions and what's required in the profile. We can additionally pick up the phone and one of our consultants can have a conversation for any enhanced profile needs that you need, or we can have a Teams call, or we can just wait until you reach out to us when you need that. How would you like us to play that for you ladies?
I think we probably need to go in and have a look and see
Yeah.
what it's asking for, because it's a bit like I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think we'll need to go in and have a look, I think, first.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
absolutely
if you
fine.
agree, Becky.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But also, will they not just copy the profiles from Core over?
Yes. So the basic information, yes. So the purpose of the call is to get additional details that there wouldn't be any field for you to add into the core profile. So like I said, like the specifics of he would like to stay on a high floor. Maybe he doesn't like heights and likes to stay on the lower floors. Like those sort of details that we can add like little notes to the profile.
Yes,
Yeah,
I thought you had the option to put that in Core previously.
with
Not
the
to my
additional
knowledge.
requests, no, they're not. They're it's just very basic as to if the loyalty membership cards are in there. But on our offline profile, it's free format, so we can add whichever additional enhancements you need. But it does not, as far as I'm aware, unless anyone else disagrees, it doesn't give you an option to specify high floor, low floor.
Not so much that. It was more like around aisle or window seat, etc.
Window,
Those kind of things.
Yeah,
I'm sure I
so
saw something like that.
Yeah, the
yeah,
seating you can.
the seating, yeah, and that one does port over. So it's just like additional, like super specific details. Maybe he likes a bowl of green M&Ms, and then we can add that to his notes for the hotel room.
Yeah, but if they're very standard, all the VIPs that we get through are very, very different. So if if the profile is enough for what you've got in there and you don't need to tell us anything additional, that is absolutely fine. We can leave it as it is. If it comes over a couple of weeks and there's something come up that, he's traveled with BA and he didn't like a certain aircraft, or he doesn't want to travel AM, he prefers traveling PM, he likes restrictive fares and wants flexible fares all the time. Anything small or big that comes across that will help your experience for when you come through to us, though we got that information, just let us know and we can get that added in for you. Is that a bit more clear, or does that make sense? But it does have the basics. You are right, in the profile that you have already, it does have the basics there already. So like I said, just I'll let the team know of our conversation and we'll just wait for you to reach out to us when you want us to enhance or add anything additional or have any further support with that. Is that okay?
Yeah, that works well for me. Thank you, Claire.
Great, perfect.
Thank you so much. Any other questions?
Yes, on the flight monitoring, do you reach out to not just the traveller but the EA, and is that via email or do you ring, send a text message? How's that managed?
Excellent question. That is exactly one of the notes that we would add to the profile, because everybody has different preferences. So if you would like us to reach out to both of you, the team can certainly do that. We can also tailor it. Maybe Matthias likes to be reached out through by email, but Mark prefers a phone call. So we will add those notes to reach out whatever your instructions are. So maybe Becky, you prefer us to call you, but Kate, you prefer us to email you. So whatever your instructions are, that is exactly the type of tailoring that we would be seeking to do with that phone call that Claire was mentioning.
Yeah, and as standard, it would also depend on the situation of the delay as well. Obviously, if it was for the next day, we could send an email and give you some options of alternative flights. If it was imminent, we would pick up the phone, depending on who you want us to contact. You mentioned text. That is one thing that we wouldn't contact by text. It would be email or phone only. But when we get, like Daniela said, it is your preference, but also it does depend on the urgency of the delay.
Great, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions before we let everybody go?
Not from me.
Nope.
In regards to, sorry.
It's okay.
In regards to the end confirmations and the e-tickets, are we sending them to both you and your travellers?
Yes, for me, definitely. Yes, please.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yes, please.
Yeah, that's what we have set
Actually,
up.
I do have one more question. You know, when you've booked your travel, you get the confirmation as a PDF. Is there any way that can be renamed to link with the travel rather than just being called a series of numbers?
The Reed and Mackay confirmation is different to the Navan confirmation. So when you've done your first booking, we'll send you the format. There is a different, we can do it in PDF or Word, so we can manipulate it and change as to your preference and add it to your profile like that. In regards to the Navan confirmation, I think that is standard.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's fine in PDF. It just says confirmation. So it means you literally have to go in and name the trip yourself. Whereas with Ingencia, it was already kind of personalized, which just made it a little easier.
Oh, you can personalize it. You can update the name on the
Yes,
tool.
you can do that in the profile. Yes, I've done that, but just not on the PDF.
But just not in the PDF.
It doesn't sync.
No. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah, no, that's good feedback for us to take away though.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Well, if you think of anything that we did not discuss and you have a light bulb moment in a few minutes, please reach out to us by email. We will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. I will hand over to Karen and Kuno after this meeting, and I will share all the documents relevant to this call. And we're so happy to have you on board and excited to be working with you. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
all.
Nice to meet
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Have a
care.
good day.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks.